Also, the new iPhone is $2,500.
What?
Apple, do you see what you're doing to her?
The Apple 17 is out?
No, but they teased it.
Oh my god.
Ugly.
That's like, it's ugly?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? I did bring a special guest. She's basically not even a guest anymore. This is basically like we share a channel. But if you haven't seen her before, this is Kehlani. She is a singer, songwriter, director, producer, editor, musician, teacher, everything under the sun.
That is actually true, you guys.
It's literally all of that is true. The topic of conversation is divine timing, because I don't know which one of you angels like mentioned it, but somebody left a comment and was like, can you make a video on divine timing or spirituality? And I said, well, yes, because Kehlani and I have been through, I'm not gonna say the ringer, but we've been through quite a bit in the past 6 months. Our Fortnite sessions are kind of like our therapy sessions in a way. And every time we play, we're like, oh, we have an update, and then one of us is like, not divine timing, but like, oh, like, this is all adding up.
Right. When I think about divine timing or like everything working out, I think about the word trust, because that's something that you have to believe will manifest in your life, that things will work out in divine timing. Because I have tried to live on my own timeline, and a lot of the times I realized that, like, you always say this.
When you ask God for something, he gives you 3 answers. He says, yes, not yet, or I have something better.
Come on now.
That's what always gets me through it. And then it's always something better.
No, literally. Like, it has been a whirlwind for me in my personal life these past couple 6 months. In the dating world. In the dating world, in the academic world, in the familial world. Like, it's just been a lot of different things. It can be hard, but it's real.
Yeah.
Divine timing is real.
You guys, Kehlani wrote a song, and I'm gonna put it in the video because it's so relatable. But in the song, you're just talking about like feeling behind. Hey Lord, it's me. I'm only 23, so why do I feel so behind? Hey Lord, it's you. I know you say it's true that you'll provide, but why do I feel so different from everyone else? I need you now, I need your help. My feelings are placed all on the shelf. I can't do this all by myself. I can't do this all by myself. No, I can't do this all by myself. I feel like a lot of us, especially in our 20s, all the 20s, it feels like we're in a popcorn generation. Like, you know when you put microwave in the popcorn? Or,
Girl, what the fuck is you talking about?
I'm definitely put microwave in the popcorn.
when you put popcorn in the microwave, and then you're just expecting it to like come up like in 2 minutes. And it's like when you ask for something, ask the universe, ask God, or you just expect something to happen, like a dream of yours, you're like, why hasn't it happened yet? Why hasn't it happened yet? You have to give it time. I heard this analogy that was like, if you go to a restaurant and you order like a super intricate meal, like it's like a steak and like something that takes time to prepare, and then another person comes in after you and they're like, can I just get like a salad? Like something that's not as intricate, and then they get their food first and you're like, well, why haven't I gotten my food yet? Because I put mine in way before them. Bro, like sometimes you just have to wait.
Yep.
And then it's gonna be good.
We're sitting around like trees, and it's so beautiful. And these trees did not start growing yesterday. They have been around for probably decades, you know? And it's only now that we get to see the beauty of the time that it took for something so big and grand and beautiful to cultivate.
Literally.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm not saying that like you can't have a season and like things don't change, you know what I mean? For example, there's a difference between a Twinkie. Stay with me now. There's a difference between a Twinkie that you could just literally pick up at the store and has 50 million ingredients that you have never heard of. Like, it might be good, for a moment. But there's a difference between that and the experience of buying all of your ingredients, baking a cake, waiting for it to come out the oven, and being able to eat something that's fresh and something that's warm. And I just feel like sometimes, depending on your needs, you might like one or the other. You might want something in an instant, but a lot of us are craving something that feels really genuine and real and true. And instant gratification can only fulfill you for so long.
Yeah, that's why it's instant. And also it's like, once you get it, it's like, I need more. Like, I need something else now.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of also has to do with dating apps. And
I've never heard of that.
What's a dating app? Dating apps and like situationships or just like flings. Like, I feel like or just settling in general. Like, a lot of people are like, when they crave something so bad, they're willing to just settle for the first thing that they lay eyes on, or like the yellow cab like theory. But if you just wait a little bit, then you're bound to get better. And sometimes it's better to be told no, even when we get like sad about it. But it's like, you, for example, when you were job hunting for like how many months?
Oh my gosh.
A month?
2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
She was job hunting for like 2 months. Rejection, nothing back, hearing nothing back. Sorry, that sounds crazy.
No, literally, that's exactly what it was, though.
You were so sad. You were like, I just feel like I'm never gonna get a job, and like, and then like a few days later, you get a call back from your dream position.
That is true, guys.
Yes, you got like the best job.
I got the best job, and it was a job that I literally, like, I applied for it, and then I kind of just put it to the side. I wasn't like obsessing over it, checking the portal every single day, and that can be really hard. When you really want something, it's easy to fixate on it, you know. And so I got to a point, honestly, for me, I was so exhausted from being so hyperfixated on having a job that I was like, you know what, God, it's in your hands. And randomly, I got an email saying that they wanted to interview me, you know, and from that, we're only up from there.
Literally. And that's where the trust comes in. Because when you're hyperfixated on it and you're like, oh, it needs to be this way, it needs to be this way, it's like you're literally causing resistance. Like, that is how resistance happens. But when you just let go, it's like things will flow to you because you're just in like, not even abundance, because sometimes you literally just feel defeated. So you're just like, ugh. I'm not even gonna care about anymore. But when you stop caring, it's like, oh, and it just falls into your lap.
Right. And I also think, like, for me, when I was hyperfixating on one thing, I was neglecting all of the other really important and amazing things in my life. And so that waiting period, those 2 months where I didn't have a job, I was actually able to spend a lot of time with my family and spend time with my friends. Like, sure, I didn't have a lot of money, but going outside is free. Sitting in the car and talking to someone is free. Playing Fortnite is free. And so I feel like I was able to build meaningful relationships. Now that I have the job, I have the support from my friends. Like, if I'm having a tough day or something, that can give me...
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was holding that in for so long. I was like, Sorry.
I have the support from my friends to get me through, like, whatever I need to get through. And I feel like if I would have had a job sooner and I would have rushed into it or forced it, or taken a job that I didn't really want just because I was like, I want it now, like,
But I want it now!
You know, I feel like I would have missed out on a lot of opportunities to just build community.
yes.
So now I understand some of these things are like necessities. Like, you need a job, you know, like, you need money. So I'm not trying to say that just like wait for a year and a half and be unemployed for that long. But I think if you consistently are putting your best foot forward and you're praying and you're trusting, God will provide. It will happen.
It literally will. Like, it's inevitable. Every time I think about like the old versions of me where I'm like, oh, it's never gonna get better, I'm here now and I'm like, oh, it got better.
Right.
Or like my ex situationship, I'd be like, oh, I just want him so bad, like I just want him back. Oh, I'm never gonna find better. And then I found 10 times better. Oh. But it's just harder to trust when you're like in the midst of not having the better, which is understandable.
Right. Oh yeah, it definitely gets hard. And like, I definitely especially when it comes to dating, you guys. Listen, this girl, as we know, has talked a lot about love and relationships and everything. And what you guys don't see is that she has put a lot of time and effort into her personal growth before she even started posting on YouTube consistently. And I feel like that is also an important aspect of it. Like, make sure that you are just taking care of yourself regardless of what is happening in your life, like whether things are working out or not. Like, please prioritize self-care. Don't sacrifice your self-care and your mental health because you feel like you only have value if this one thing happens in your life. Like, that was a mistake that I had made before, especially for like dating, for example, where I was like, oh my gosh, well, I don't have a boyfriend, so I'm just gonna suffer and be alone. And it's like, wait. My value doesn't change regardless of my relationship status, you know? Like, I can do my own thing. I can have my friends. I can apply for jobs. I can get back into my hobbies. And I posted a singing video on TikTok and it has 80K right now. And I'm just, you know, it's like, it's like, you guys, I don't know. And do I have a relationship yet? No. But are there many other ways that God is providing for me in my life that I wouldn't have expected? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like for me, if I was in a relationship, I might be like hyperfixated on that and completely consumed by that, and I would stop doing everything because I'm like, I finally got that one thing. But it's like, I'm a whole person, and whether I'm in a relationship or not, like, it's important to engage in my hobbies and my passions and my interests, and that person is supposed to come into my life while I'm doing that and not require me to sacrifice everything that I'm doing.
Exactly.
You know?
It's kind of like he's like, girl, you need to focus on this.
No, like, literally.
Like, put this on
like, girl,
put
please.
this on the back burner. Like, let's focus on what needs to be focused on. And then after, I will bring in like the rest.
So this might be a harsh reality. I'm talking a lot. Sorry.
I love it.
Sometimes it has nothing to do with you, like, at all. Like, sometimes you're not the problem. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, and in terms of a relationship, the guy who I'm supposed to be with, he could be going through his own thing right now and minding his own business, and it might not be his time either, you know? So it's like, here's how I saw it described. You're on your individual path, living your life, and he's on his individual path, or they're on their individual path, or whoever. And at one point, your paths are gonna cross. But you can't predict it. You can't try to make your path shorter. You can't cut your path in half and try to put it on it. No! Like, you just keep doing your thing, and then one day, they cross.
Exactly.
And that's all that it is.
I met my boyfriend in February, but I could have met him like 4 months prior. And I'm so glad that I didn't, because I definitely was not in a place, even though I thought, like, I was like, I want a boyfriend so bad, like 4 months ago, but like, I wasn't in a good place to like have one, and neither was he. He was like, I'm actually so glad that I met you at the time I did. It's like, yeah, it's because we were meant to meet when we did. Even when we had an opportunity to meet before, it's like, well, no, like, just wait. Literally just wait.
Sorry, give me a moment.
No, it's fine. Like, sometimes you're meant to go through lessons that you don't even know you need to go through yet. And you're like, oh, I'm so ready. It's like when you're a kid, you know, and you're like, oh, I'm so ready to be an adult. Or you turn 18 and you're like, I'm grown now.
Yeah.
Like, did you feel like, oh, I'm an adult?
Yeah, I'm grown. Like, you know, I can do my own thing.
But then you're 23 and you're like, you were a baby.
No, and we're still babies.
You're still a baby.
Yeah.
So it's like you feel like you have everything figured out. You feel like you know everything, and then it's
Right.
reality hits you with, oh, here's another lesson.
Right.
Oh, actually, you don't know shit.
No,
So-
literally. You know, we all want what we can't have. I think a big thing that, like, is hard in our 20s is comparison, because there's people who are getting married, there's people who are living in, like, skyrise apartments in big cities, there's people who are going on, like, their dream vacations and stuff, getting their dream bodies and everything. But we all want what we can't have, because someone is probably looking at me being like, man, I wish I could just sit in the car with my friend and record a YouTube video, or I wish I could be working my dream job, or whatever, you know? And guarantee you, somebody probably is looking at you thinking that they wish they had an aspect of your life as well, you know? But that's where it gets really dangerous, because instead of wanting what other people have, we should want what God has for us.
Right, or just be grateful for what you have now.
Boom.
There's like that freaking quote or analogy that's like, a fish could spend its whole life being like, I wish I could fly, and a bird could spend its whole life thinking, I wish I could swim. And it's like, you both want what each other has. Some people are blind.
That's true. And they can only hear this video. Some people are deaf and they can only see this video.
Yeah.
And I feel like each one of us has our own beautiful path.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
Sorry. What? The ad-libs? Sorry.
Speaking of birds and fish, there's actually that quote from Soul, which I feel like is a great movie. A great movie. He had his dream. He had his one thing that he was like, I really want this to work. And he spent a lot of time and it didn't work out and it didn't work out and it didn't work out. And then he finally got the gig. And it was awesome and it was euphoric. And then after, he was like,
this is it?
That's it? And then homegirl hit him with the quote, insert the quote here. So it's all about perspective, you know? If you just see it as water, then yeah, it's just gonna be water. But if you realize that you're in an ocean and you're in an environment full of abundance, then your quality of life goes up. Obviously, in Soul, the whole thing is like, pay attention to the world around you. Enjoy that slice of pizza that you get off the street. Enjoy the leaves falling from the trees, you know? And things will work out.
This other thing too, I took a screenshot of it. Yeah, it was like, well, it was talking about dating, but it said when you approach dating from lack, you attract mirrors, not matches. And I was like, oh, I feel like when you approach anything from lack, you attract a mirror, not a match.
Me when I was on dating apps, rushing into things and then getting mad when all the other guys that I was talking to wanted to rush into things.
Me when I kept saying I wanted a relationship and I was just really freaking like, what's it called? Desperate. And so I would settle for anything under the sun.
Yep.
Yeah, nah.
When I was in undergrad and I was about to graduate, I had a grad school that I was really, really hyper fixated on. I'll say the name. It was USC. Really wanted to get in. And I put like all my time and energy into it. And I was actually confident that I was going to get in. Everyone around me was confident that I was going to get in. They were like, yes, this is going to happen. I ended up not getting in. And that was very devastating for me. And it was something that was completely unexpected. Just like, I mean, you don't expect to burn your toast in the morning either. Just something that happened. And so I had to come home and move back to where I live and come to find out that there is a lot of scandalous things that are happening right now at that university. And had I been there, I would have been very lonely and broke and depressed. God has actually provided me with so many great relationships here. But at the time, it didn't really make any sense. Sometimes you don't know what you're being protected from in the moment until you're out of it.
Literally, yeah. So, like, rejection is redirection.
Come on.
Yeah. I keep going back to relationships, but even when we get sad about the relationships that don't work out in the moment, we're like, why couldn't it have just been them? Why couldn't it have just worked out? And it's like, actually, I was just being protected. It's actually a blessing that it didn't work out. Some things are just blessings that don't work out.
Right. And I want to add that you can be sad and have hope at the same time.
Exactly.
I was also at a point in my life where I was really, really low, and the circumstances in my life made me genuinely feel like I could not go on. Like, I was really down in the dumps, okay? Like, daily, like, for a long period of time. And I just want to say that I understand that perspective, and I understand where you're coming from. And the only reason that I can speak the way that I'm speaking now is actually because of that experience. I know what it's like to be very sad and to be let down. So I'm thankful because there's so much redemption and there really has been a lot of divine timing in the aftermath. But it's okay to be sad too. I know what that's like. But it gets better. Trust divine timing.
It gets better. Your homework for the week is to go watch Soul. Please go watch Soul. We're about to go eat dinner.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm so hungry.
Me too.
Alright, well, let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, prove it by giving it a thumbs up. And see you in the next one.
See you in the next
Bye.
Bye. No, it was a fish. You don't need to put this part in. But the fish was like, hi. Oh yeah, no.